Hi guys, Mario from MarioLife.com, and I was at the Empire State Building. I had to have some images of this great cityscape, so I went to the Empire State Building, go to the cash desk, and I said I want to go up to the highest point possible to take my images. So the cashier said that's $42 then, and I said okay, I'm comfortable with a little bit lower. So I visited the observation platform for $25, and of course the security thing there was just like at the airport, and I always feel safe when there is that much security, no doubt about that. I took some images, some cityscapes, and of course you have to try things out. What amazed me a little bit was there were some people with their cameras in a pop-up flash, and so they had their camera in auto mode, and I don't know what they were thinking, but are they really thinking that this little pop-up flash is throwing the light all over the city to make the exposure right, to get the sky deep blue and all the buildings well lit? Though I don't know. I know for sure that this isn't the case, but I don't know what people are thinking. So, however, I took some images from the needle, as I will show you in a moment, where you see some without or one without a flash, and one or two taken with the flash, where the sky is just fine saturated. So let's see what I came up with. Thanks for watching. Okay guys, let's have a look what I come up with, and in this video it's just 720p, so just HD, not full HD. Sorry for that, I have some compatibility issues. And however, so here I was on my way to the Empire State Building, a couple of blocks away, even though it's already gigantic. You could think that this building here on the right side is the Flatiron building, but it isn't. It's not flat enough, of course, and the Flatiron building is further away. So just let's zoom in on this, see the crispiness here. So if you watch at HD, not your full HD screen, you will see it as it is. Here we have the entrance hall, and it's shot at 1/50 of a second. I just wanted to have the ambient light here and didn't use a flash. I had the shutter speed, as you can see, at 1/50 of a second at 2.8 and ISO 400. Let's have a look at the crispiness here. All the images you will see are taken with the 70/50 2.8. Just for information, in this case ISO 400. Here I want to show you first the Flatiron building, and let's zoom out a little bit. I have here the Freedom Tower, or better say it as WTC. And for all of those of you who never were in New York and who always are amazed by the large Statue of Liberty when you see CSI New York or something like that, or you always think that it's a very huge sculpture in the skyline of New York, but I have to disappoint you, it isn't. Here where the hand just is crossing, this little thingy here is the Statue of Liberty. It's still huge if you dare. I never was there, but I will be there sometime. I don't know when. You see how small it is. So this gives you a nice overlook at how large this city is. Here the East River. And by the way, in this case, just use a gradient filter. So you see the beautiful clouds and the crispiness. Another one what stands out here is, and forgive me that I don't know the name of this building. Look at the details. With the 70, 52.8 at f8, 1/200th of a second, and just, it was a very bright and sunny day, just ISO 400. Next one, you see here the Chrysler building, very iconic as well. You see it in many movies. Here a little bit closer. I didn't zoom in with the 70 200 2.8 here in this case. It's still the 7050 2.8. And I shot this at 3.5 ISO 100 and a shutter speed of 1250th of a second. Now I have a good example, because I told you in the intro for this video that I don't understand how people think that their built-in pop-up flash is working. So you always see if somewhere a pop-up flash is popping up, suddenly you always know these guys are in automatic mode. They don't know what their camera is doing. They just wonder if they come home with a good picture. So what I wanted to demonstrate a little bit here, I shot this one at 1/400 saying f8 ISO 100 without a flash. I just want to show you the bright sky will dominate here, so the needle of the Empire State Building is quiet, underexposed. And now let's have a look how far comes my Canon EX 580X2. I can enlighten the whole needle from top to bottom, no problem at all. Look at the great details here. And this is, as you know from my earlier videos, how when I explained that everything's nice crispy. And I see here they should do a little bit of a paint job at the rusty areas. Next one. Have to say, don't know, have you have the Hudson River here or the East River? I don't know actually. Another one. And my friend Pedro said he would have shot more different images, bang, 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 and then stitch them together to a gigantic panorama. And I have to admit that I didn't thought about that. I just didn't thought about that. In fact, I'm so people-minded, even if I stand on the top of one of those buildings, that I'm more investigating the people than actually skyline and everything. So I'm very people-minded, and that also brings me, I think, in fact, to what I like the most shooting. That just people. Architecture is not my thing, and it's always good to know what's your thing and what's not. I totally understand that you would get a great image if you stitch together these images that you shoot in a sequence. I think that it's from the observation platform not as easy as Pedro thinks in this case, because I come back on this in a minute. Here we have the Flatiron Building. As I said, you know it from a bunch of different movies, very, very famous building. Well, I took this image just because to capture the enormity of all these buildings, and because I loved how the Empire State Building here is throwing a shadow on these buildings. This is just awesome. Yeah, sometimes I'm like an alien when I'm in New York, because I think like a child when I'm there. One guy from the security. And here I want to come back on the problem with the stitching. It's not that you can turn around and take the cityscape. It's more that you have to walk around. Makes it a little bit more difficult. And also the bars here, it doesn't make it really easy to do this. Think you have to stand above in the needle. Again, shot from above on some buildings and the street and all the tiny people. And I think that if you print this big, this is something you just have to print big if you print it at all, not on small images. It just does your image justice if you print them too small. I love the flag here, and I love the crispiness what it gives me. So this one reason why I just love this lens, the 70-50 2.8, and you really get it for a quite affordable price. I think it's around the $800. Very, very nice. And the 70-50 2.8 from Sigma I'm talking about, by the way. And here I used, of course, my speedlight. Photographing people who are photographing, always a nice thing with the point and shoot here. And of course, people are immediately chimping or listening to music. But this woman, I think was shooting some photos with her iPhone and then chimping. Here another woman that takes another one-handed shot with point and shoot. And here this guy took a self-portrait in the mirrors above, trying to get a little bit of the skyline in the background. Didn't work out that well, but you can see here exactly that I turned the mirror image around so that you can see with which lens I was shooting and what camera make, of course. Last one, and this worked the best in black and white. Right, the security guy, and I think to the left a tourist who wanted to look like someone or from Secret Service or James Bond, I don't know. This was it. I hope you enjoyed this a little bit, and if I didn't explain enough about the camera settings, you could zip through the video and they are all in the right upper corner so that you can read them, study them, and go out and shoot. So thanks for watching, have a great day ahead and happy shooting. Goodbye.